No, Circus is here.
They say that fear is a weapon used by many. A nightmare, even from our own minds, could take over our body. The nightmare uses that fear to gain power, strength beyond anything ever seen. But without fear the nightmare weakens, no longer be able to just conquer the minds of many, if not just one. Hello everyone, I'm back at it again with another Fantastic Frontier video, and this one is a deep, thorough guide of arguably the hardest boss and event in the entire game, Circus. Now before I explain further, the video will be structured into segments of each phase. First will be the footage, then a quick explanation on how to deal with said phase, along with tips in both sections. Now without further ado, I will introduce the comprehensive Circus guide. Now before showing you the footage for the first phase, I'd like to clear up and explain how to deal with it. First is preparations. You'll need a parasol, a salamander, preferably a black one from the Lost if you can, a DPS weapon, Nature's Wrath, which is pretty optional and situational but can be very useful. It's really good to bring if you run out of food as well. And of course a funky drift lantern, which is also very situational but can tie into Nature's Wrath if used properly. For food, you can either bring a full inventory of Rich Man's Delight or Greater Dungeon candies. I recommend these items on your run, and this guide is fully solo.
What is up, everyone? It is me, back at it, ready to show you Circus. Now, Circus is a little difficult, but I'll show you how to get through it. Now to start Circus, we just have to press this, and we're going to start in 10. Just sit in a seat, and that's how you do it. Now you want to make sure that you want to keep your DPS weapon on you first. Just keep your DPS weapon on you, and all will be good. Now, without further ado, let's start Phase 1 of the Circus. Hopefully my game volume is not too loud, and the music is also not too loud. Alright, let's do this. Now, you want to keep your DPS weapon out first to immediately start shooting. And just do that until, you know, just keep doing it until the hands spawn in. Those hands are not very friendly, I'll tell you that. Not really. Okay, they're spawning. Keep your salamander on. You might want to start getting heals on from here first, but just salamander, you know, just get that 2-in-1 deal. Make sure you don't want to get slowed down or chained. Those are really bad. Oh yeah, third one spawns in. Sometimes 2 spawn, sometimes 3 spawn. But either way, yeah, you get chained like that, see? It drains your HP. So don't try to take too much damage. Now, phase 2 is about to start, so I'd like to heal here. Now let's recap. Those enemies were called Hand of the Nightmare. Hand of the Nightmare have about 5,500 HP. These guys are pretty tough. They hit fast, hit hard, and they can chain you and slow you down while also draining your HP. The best way to deal with them is walking backwards and turning around. Keep doing that loop. If you can consistently do that loop and try not to take too much damage, this phase should be a piece of cake. Definitely 100% recommend healing here. Also, make sure you have at least, you know, some regen like a vital pendant. Now for phase 2, you're going to watch for these bookshelves. And there are 2 specific attacks that can be detrimental if you don't know how to deal with the bookshelves. Rat tokens aren't too bad. You know, ooh, yeah, you just need some situational awareness. Oh, it's this attack. Uh-oh. Where did he go for this one? Oh no. Well, the hitboxes are a little weird. This is why people usually stay about here, because they want to dodge the bookshelves. But since you want to do this without cheese, do you want to stay maybe not around center, but maybe around like a corner where these 2 rat tokens are? You want to keep track of both of them, and you want to make sure that you can weave between these bookshelves here. There is a specific gap between this shelf and that shelf, because these shelves are on this side, these shelves are on the other side. So if it comes up, then it's this one. So you go on this side, and you just go on. Wow, I did that really terribly. Right here, like this. Just go on this side, then go from this side. And then Rat Boy will spawn in a bit later. This phase is incredibly difficult, and we'll probably use most air healing items besides Circus. It's not going to be perfect every single time, but if you can at least get it down, it should be fine. I usually don't like to stay about near that edge, you know, where that edge is, because, you know, Phase 2, eh? Now this phase can be a little tricky, but I'll try and dumb it down and give the best explanation I can offer. If you can notice, from the footage in the room, some shelves are switched between one side to the other. The way to dodge the attacks that take up the whole room is to weave between the back bookshelves coming toward you. It's a very tiny gap, but pulling it off is one of the only ways to dodge the bookshelves. That's why people prefer staying on one spot rather than moving around. Remember, these bookshelves deal a massive amount of damage, so ready to dodge at all moments, and make sure to heal as well. And for the rolling rat tokens, just be situationally aware, unlike me. Look between where they come and dodge accordingly. But without cheese, it becomes a little more tricky, but I don't cheese here. After the onslaught, just gotta take out the Dreamer Rat Boy and move on to Phase 3. It's not supposed to be cheese. I want you to do this legit. Now, one of the reasons I brought Funky Driftlander here was for this phase. Now, is it the best? No, you can't get stuck. But if you're good enough, like me, because I'm totally good, you can drift and pretty much save most of your stamina and stay really far away. Now, you will have to do this phase multiple times, but you also want to make sure that barricades spawn. Now, barricades are very, very annoying, but they don't take that much HP to take out. Not that HP to take out. You see, for example, if I use a star gun here, like 1 or 2 hits. And some of them you can pass through, but I just recommend shooting them down because it's just a lot quicker and you don't want to take too much damage. Now you keep repeating this until Rat Boy spawns in. Just don't stay close to the fire and you should be fine. Now I'll have to do it again because Rat Boy didn't spawn in. This can happen a lot of times, I know. But just keeping your cool, drift like a king. Oh, whatever. Womp womp lag. Funky Driftlander will come into play later. It's going to be extremely useful if you run out of healing items, and if you need Nature's Wrath. This Nature's Wrath can easily, it can be good for positioning. Not Nature's Wrath for positioning, but Funky Driftlander. This is taking a while. This phase can definitely take a while. It's probably one of the longest phases. Definitely. Now, I wish Funky Driftlander could do this. He could, but it honestly just is really annoying. And there's Rat Boy. So all you gotta do is just wait here, keep shooting Rat Boy. Now, when you see if Rat Boy's HP doesn't keep going down, you will be able to go into Circus. Now, you keep shooting here, and once his HP stops. Phase 3 is relatively simple. For Phase 3, a trail of lava follows behind you, and you need to run to the other end. This can be repeated multiple times until Rat Boy is found and taken out. Usually by this time you'll be sent to Circus. If not, you'll have to repeat Phase 1 and up to Phase 3 until Rat Boy reaches about 10% of its HP. Now, it's not just this. Barricades may also spawn every completion, but using your DPS weapon and keeping a Funky Driftlander on you can handle them without too much issue. And that's all for Phase 3. Now, it's on to them. Circus. Circus. Circus! It's not just the final boss. It's a parasite. It's in the name. Circus. Circus is usually travel. So it's not just fear into the mind, it's a parasite spreading influence onto those who come across it. And the more you discover, the more the waters rise, the more convoluted it becomes. The circus tries to find its ways to stop you, to stop removing the fear and sins across it. The more and more you go through, it tries to trick and deceive you into falling into its influence and using your fear to create a nightmare in your own mind. But for another time, it's time to defeat it, once and for all. Means circus is up. Now immediately just equip your salamander. We're not gonna skip the cutscene because this isn't like breaking the game. No, circus is here. You could also keep Funky Driftlander on too, but salamander first, just in case he does any other kind of attack. You want to make sure what attack he's doing first. Do not stay close to circus. His melee attacks are fast, and his beam attack is also incredibly difficult. So just Funky Driftlander through that. Now, for repositioning, you could just use Nature's Wrath here. So if you're ever running out of, heals, you could always just use Nature's Wrath. And if he gets too close, make sure, dodge the melee attacks, Funky Driftlander. Note, do not go, ouch, jeez. I did not know his arms were that big. Well, do not go to the edges with Funky Driftlander, because you could clip into the wall and, yeah, and such. Now just keep your situational awareness up, because those beams can be very detrimental, and they can do a ton of damage. Oh, there's one bot in the LB. Oh, no. It was exactly in the right position. Oh, my God. Now, this is going to keep going for a while. Now, there is one thing that can happen with the Funky Driftlander if you're too far, but I do not know if it will happen in this section. It is good to know if you want to do like a perfect no-hit with Circus, but I'm not perfect. Okay, this is one of the attacks. This is what you need. Funky Driftlander work. Go, go, dude! You can stack up his damage very quickly, so just Funky Driftlander through that, and you should be good. I'm going to try and mostly use Nature's Wrath if the cooldown is off, so I can demonstrate the healing factor. Oh my god. You could also Salamander here if you want good positioning, but I just honestly just use Funky Driftlander because it is so scary. He catches up very quickly. I'm not kidding. He's doing it again, which is crazy. You want to keep your distance with Circus. His melee attacks hit extremely hard. And you don't want to get hit by the beams when he comes up. Those things also do incredible amounts of damage. Well, back to it. Yeah, kind of just keep repeating that. You don't want to get hit by those close range attacks. Other than that, Circus should be pretty easy from then on. You can also summon minions. Now, these are also the same hands from the Nightmare. Now, these can also summon from one of his big explosion attacks. And you just want to keep sure to deal with them quickly because they're the same hands from the Nightmare. We might spawn one now. Yeah, right there. You want to take these guys out as quickly as possible. And yes, you will definitely get hit by this beam attack. It is a very wonky hitbox. Yeah, just taking out these hands in the Nightmare if they spawn in. Repositioning yourself, and Circus should be pretty easy from then on. So if you're on the edge here, just Salamander. Just try your best not to get in any bad position. Keep yourself as far away from Circus as you can. But pardon my end. Just keep your distance. Don't let Circus hit you. And you should be able to defeat Circus. And that is the end. You have beaten Circus.
Oh, nice skip.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe drop some suggestions below. If you want to see me delve into Circus as a character more, or even other guides and videos, I would love to see that. Thank you so much again, and I will see you in the next one. Catch you later, fantastic bros.